And just, Nicole, just regarding CDBG, you need to come see Director Mays and Hill, okay? Okay. We're on page 1 of,
Very nicely, too.
Inspections and licensing?
right. Just going down, is Miguel full-time or part-time?
Full-time.
Miguel is full-time. Is he union?
I don't even know where he is, to be honest.
That's a union?
Yes.
It is?
Yeah.
Frazino, full-time, part-time. Increases, 60 statute, everybody's at 10,000 overtime. So the only, is really no,
Yeah, there's just a couple of quick things. I'm gonna be quick. Paul Arthur, the construction official who's been with us for a little less than 2 years now, he currently only earns about 57,000, which is low for a construction official, and was trying to bump him up. And also by way of increase, Wendy Brown is handling, who has always handled for me a lot of the redevelopment stuff, and I'm trying to bump her up by $4,000. And I think another big decision with the salaries that you see before you is Eric Briggs, who's a certified code enforcement inspector. We talked about bringing him, but we actually brought him on because we had two things happening. Sandra Barrera was out sick, had surgery. I think it was for about 45 days, 60 days. So we decided to bring on a temporary inspector, and it's up to the council basically to decide whether or not we want to keep that person. The way I explained it to him was that right now he's a temporary employee. And so right now, the way I explained it to him, if his salary is not put into the budget, then essentially he's going to be out.
Didn't we put a code enforcement in the budget last year? We put that
I
in.
think it was taken out last year.
We added the code enforcement last year.
And that's what Eric Briggs is, right? He's the newest
But
guy.
he's saying.
He's the newest guy, but I brought him on as a temporary
Well, we
because
put a position in, can we just make it, can you check with that? We did that last year, Marty, we'll verify, but it was in there.
I don't think so. I could be wrong, though. We could check it.
He went to another department. Oops. I didn't say that.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, let's just check, but I think that was the will of the council, when we were doing the budget, so.
Okay.
And that under that 57 is stipend too, okay, it says negative for Paul Arthur, it was just an error, I guess. So 434. Okay. Next page is the official, I'm sorry, can we just do the salary on the back real quick, and then we'll do both of them together?
Okay.
Okay. So 57 is for Paul, wait, so is Paul Arthur, is he getting 50, wait, so he's been taken out of this department and put into the other line item?
It should be the same thing. I don't know why it's listed like that twice.
All right, you'll follow up with us?
Yeah, it should be
Okay.
the same thing.
Councilman Marable?
Yeah, I stand corrected. I did the math by hand and then I did it on my calculator. I thought that amount was wrong, but it's correct.
Any other questions on salaries? Okay. Moving to the operating expenses, you've asked for basically 25,000 in this department?
Right.
Will you just back up one moment? please?
Yes.
So you said off the Paul, move to the back page, right?
Right, no, he's gonna verify, it shouldn't.
Yeah, he shouldn't be listed twice like that. I don't know.
It's 57.5.
But she's just
Right.
gonna check where it should be, it's two different departments.
And the other one, he's 17.5. Ms. Knight has an answer?
Councilwoman Easter, did you just say no questions, ma'am? You said no questions. You wanted Marty to go home. Go
I
ahead.
do, but I just
Can
want
you
to-
come to the,
I'm going home myself.
I know, how you,
I'll have to swim there.
Councilman Mara will get ready to say something to you, Councilman Easter.
Are you, Keisha Knight, are you asking why Paul Arthur, the 57,000 is minused out?
No, why is he in two different departments? You see it?
No, what it is, if you see on page 1, his salary is listed, and then you show the 17.5. The 57,000 was taken out of his line item and moved to the other line item. So he's making 17.5 out of inspections and licensing, and the other part of his salary is coming out of another department.
So his total salary is 64.5? Okay. And so, and you're trying to bring his salary up to 74.5, Marty?
I'm trying to bring it, I think his total salary, I thought was 61.
I think this is proposed.
I thought his salary
You have
was
to,
about,
I'd have to confirm that with Joy.
Oh, because he gets a
because,
stipend too, okay.
Right, I think part of this, the increase you see is proposed, what Marty is trying to do to bring his salary up.
Okay, so if that case, he's 17.5, 7 is 24, that would be 25, and then plus the 57 on the back, so that's.
no, that's not right.
No.
No, there's a 17.5 proposed,
Which
right?
includes the 10. It includes the 10, the additional 10,000.
No, I'm looking at the
Then there's a
stipend for
$10,000
$7,500.
increase.
Right, but the 17.5 includes the additional 10,000.
Got you, okay,
Right.
Right.
okay,
Thanks, man.
right, okay. So it'll be 64, 57, 60, okay, 65,000, and you want to bring it to where?
I want to bring it to 75,000.
You have 17.5 and 5,700, right?
10,000 is included in that 17.5.
That's what I'm saying, but
57, 64, 75, yeah, 75 already.
Marty, we don't have a tree in the backyard. Keep that in mind. There's no money tree in the parking lot.
So it is 75 though with the
Right.
57, and that's proposed, okay.
Right.
All right. You know what, Marty, I'm just curious to see what, his title is getting and all this around, in cities with our like population in urban areas. What is that
I'm
title?
sorry, say it
Like
again.
if you look at Hillside and that title, what does that title pay?
Oh, most, and,
If you could just, yeah, when you present.
okay, I can tell that, okay.
Operating expenses, 25,000.
Right. The first line item is, I'm sorry.
Which probably get you wrong. Is there, but we all agree it's 25, about 24,965, correct? Are there any questions on the breakdown, or? We're okay, and you want to buy a car as well in code
Yeah, that's the
enforcement?
one, the only thing I got checked off too was the car
Is it take it
and the
off?
desk. Because right now, we only have one car, and then we utilize my car, split time between 3 people, so it's getting hectic. If we got 4 inspectors, we need at least another vehicle. And right now, one of the things you see is a lot of times you see 2 or 3 of them in one car, which really doesn't make any sense.
We have fleets of cars, we say, but only to Public Works is how many cars it's on?
There's a couple cars signed for Public Works, but code enforcement, we have the one white car that we bought maybe 5 or 6 years ago, which is in good shape, and then we use my car. So
You
it's
asked
like
for-
2
and
cars.
You didn't put anything in the bond ordinance for a public?
No, not for cars, no.
This is buy it straight out. Okay. Any questions regarding the car? Agreement, disagreement? You can, and Ms. Campbell, you could, if you could just stay. Ms. Campbell?
Okay. Hi, Naomi Campbell, Citizen Budget Advisory Committee, and I have a question more about the budget in total, and I'm rather disappointed that there isn't any more information presented with the budget, besides just the budget, but like a strategy of what's the city's plan for capital budgets, and appreciation of your equipment and things over time. It's hard to understand where this is going. It seems very reactionary and not very proactive and big picture.
Ms. Campbell, you don't have a binder?
That's not what I'm talking about per se. I'm talking about,
No, I see what you're saying, but it's a little bit more itemized the breakdown in the binder, the sheets, you didn't
Oh,
get-
I have the
Oh, okay,
binder.
okay.
Yeah, I
So
have
you're
it.
just worried about the capital and the plan?
Yeah, I'm commenting more about the process of how we come to budgets. And this isn't just for the plan, I'm talking
Gotcha.
in general. And I wanted to get that on record, that it makes it hard to understand where increases are being proposed, when it's not structured in an overall plan. And every department is doing their own thing, and it's like, well, how is this working together for the city? And for us on Citizen Budget Advisory Committee, it makes it really difficult for us to do our job when we don't have a clear understanding of where each department is trying to go, what their goals are.
And some departments did hand out plans. Director Mays normally does, so
Yeah, no,
you should probably follow up with one. 'Cause as
I don't
direct-
have a
as
problem doing that.
Councilman Marable said, we need to see your vision.
Normally, I do put something in writing. This has been a little different, and I don't want to blame it, but Joy's been out, and I normally sit with her and do a lot of things that I wasn't able to do. So,
So, it was night. Get with Keisha, okay? Let's see if y'all can work this out. Are there any specific questions?
No, that's it.
That's, you just wanted to make that statement on the record, but just state it in case any other questions come up.
Okay.
Can we move to the planning division?
yes.
Okay, so in the salary portion,
The only thing, one thing I wanted, I'm sorry. You ready?
no, I'm ready, I'm trying
Okay.
to
Only-
sum it up, go ahead.
Only thing I wanted to note, I know y'all was bringing it out, is that Chris Mobley's title is wrong.
Chris Mobley?
Yeah, he's parking and water liaison, and he's paid out of water, but this has a title that's not his title,
Parking and water.
liaison.
One thing I will renew on the record is that City Council has asked for a reorganization because all of these new titles are in here. And, I mean, obviously he's doing the work, but we still should have some form of action with this.
Okay.
The increased amounts from the position of the council in terms of these increases, and also Director Mays, is, and not random, but we're looking at the whole picture. And if you look in your, and not for, in your department wasn't like that, but in most departments is asking for increases for the directors and not the workers. So we're just concerned and challenged about that. And these salaries, so you had asked for 5,000 salaries?
Yes.
Yeah, for some of these people. Okay. And Sandy is, okay, Marty is. Any questions about the salaries? In the planning division, going to the operating expenses is $5,740. Are there any questions about that?
I only have one thing in there. One thing in there is, there's a mural program that's taking place. We had our first mural unveiled earlier this week. And we want to continue that. We want to work with Valley Arts. They want to start on the second mural. And I wanted to input $45,000 in here to keep that effort going. He's gonna kill me, right? But there is, I didn't know what line item to put it under because none of these really speak to that. And that's a question for Joy.
Well, Mr.
But I
like,
wanna-
What type of, that would be, actually, Marable, shout out Councilman Marable. But Council, Director Mays, that funding is a one-time funding because it will kind of be replenished with
Right.
redevelopment and off-site improvements.
Yes, what
So
we,
it's kind of, I'm sorry, I do the.
yes, what we did was we developed a document that speaks to off-site improvements legally. So any developer that comes through the city now will have to contribute to certain items. One of the items would be this mural program, and as well as the library and our train stations and things like that. So anybody that comes in now with any type of development application will be given those documents that speak to that, and we're going to be asking everybody to provide. It's already happened with various projects. What we did, though, was formalize it in writing with our redevelopment council, as well as we developed a application package where we're going to start charging developers just to come in and put in the application, and that fee is being discussed, but right now it's about $3,000 or $4,000. So we've been working on these things over the past year, and now it's time to put them in place. So we look to offset any funds that we get from development projects to keep this mural program going at a tune of $45,000.
And I think also a good example is the street being paved with the L&M on Essex Avenue. That's an
Absolutely.
off-site improvement that they paved. It's an improvement, and there was no cost to the city. Recommendation. And then the vacant properties, under 600.
Yeah, that's where we have secured 540 Mitchell Street. That was actually done when I wasn't here, but that's where we have hopes of developing that building, and we don't want it to deteriorate anymore. So we have vacant property security on it. Those are the metal grates. I'm sure people are familiar with it.
Okay. Any questions before we move on? Any questions? Zoning board, this for the board secretary, which is a standard 5,000, and I don't think it's increasing a while. Going to the operating, it's 7,750. And the 1,200, that's suffice, 1,200 is suffice for the training for all of the board members? Yes?
Zoning?
Yes, okay. Any questions with the zoning board? If not, moving to the planning board, again, that's 5,000 for the board secretary, again, which is standard. And the operating expenses is 7,050, and there's no required training for employee training? Oh, it's 500, okay. You ready? Planning board has 7,050, and the employee training is 500. Does that suffice for that board?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we got the computer, right?
The computer is being ordered.
Okay. Alrighty.
Rent leveling board, and this, Ms. Campbell, just stop me.
Mr. Mays, while you,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying if I keep going, just stop me.
on the issue of computers, what happens when you guys purchase new computers? What happens to the previous computers?
The previous computers, the ones that I dealt with, my departments, the computer person restores the computer, or I don't know the right word, but he takes the old computers and cleans it, and then does something that's so just refurbished. People get refurbished computers, ones that are better than the ones.
I'm thinking of the library.
That's a possibility.
2004, I think he said was the last time.
Yeah, these computers from here.
Are yours the ones that you?
I can look into
Thank
that,
you.
definitely.
Okay, any other questions on the planning board? Moving forward to the rent leveling board. 10,000 for the board secretary. And moving on to,
Council
Let me stop at
President,
this.
I got two things. One, I was told by Joy when I spoke to her prior to the meeting, that for the rent leveling board,
for salaries, okay.
one is that the, something was left off, professional services
Oh, but the
was left.
salaries okay?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm
The
sorry.
salary's okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
salary's
okay.
fine.
Okay, so going to operating the professional services.
Right, was left off. So Joy asked me to try to have that restored to what it was last year.
Which is?
On the sheet. Megan, you have that?
professional services last year was
Right,
$5,416.
That was left off.
$4,166.
that was left off inadvertently. And there was one other thing too. Under contractual services, 528, you see it says 0, but there's a rent leveling board attorney / hearing officer, and I don't know what that was last year.
Contractual service was $7,500
Right.
allocated, but $833 spent.
Right, and that's
Okay.
because it's as needed.
Right.
So if we could make those two changes, both of those things were left off.
What was it, the attorney and what else?
The attorney and professional services. And you know, it doesn't have to be 7,500. We could cut it down, whatever, but right now it's showing nothing. So if they need the rent leveling board attorney, we not in good shape. And then professional services, Joy told me that that's already, you said it was 5,000?
4,100.
It's already overexpended, and there's nothing here.
Under rent level?
Yes,
Professional services is not there.
right. It was supposed to be there, but it's not.
But she didn't establish an account number for it.
Right, I
So
know.
we can put it all under
It's
contractual.
519, it's account
Okay, that's fine.
519.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
What are the
So
amounts?
that'll be contractual.
So for professional services, there's no appropriation for 11 shown. For 2012, it was no appropriation for $5,416 spent. 2013, no appropriation, and about $4,166. So at least for the last 2 years, they spent about an average of $5,000.
We'll
Count
make it
five.
at 5,000.
Okay. 519, account 519.
Maybe put like 1,000 for rent leveling attorney, or,
Well, there's no 519 here.
That's what she's saying, it was left off, so we have to add it. But if you look at this sheet, you'll see that 519 and the contractual services. We want to put it two,
1,000,
2,000.
15?
Professional services is 519, is 5,000,
yes,
5,000 even?
yes. And then 528 contractual services, Director Mays is requesting $1,000.
Yeah, rent leveling board attorney / hearing officer.
You sure that's enough?
It was $833 spent last year, because it's as needed, they don't meet monthly. That's, did we did the water operating?
No,
We have to do water. Water operating,
what tab is that?
14. You don't have a tab 14?
I was hoping I did.
So, Director Mays, all the things that you're talking about are associated with water. Perhaps those items can come out, should be appropriated to this account.
Yeah, we spoke about that. Chris Mobley obviously is not here. I can do the best I can on this. I don't know how detailed I can answer some of your
Well, there's
questions.
no salary sheet, but it shows salary for 30,000. That's his.
Yeah,
That's Chris's.
underwater operating, right?
So, what's being requested? How much is being requested? Total amount is 1,040,000.
That's for bond principal. Total salaries requested are 73,000.
73?
Yeah.
Is that on the sheet?
Yeah, there's a sheet.
Okay, 73K.
Other expenses requested are 5,106,000.
do we have a point of reference like last year when we spent in salaries or anything? Is anything charged in salaries and water?
Should have been Chris Mobley's.
But the total amount of just. This one, so you said you see the 73,000? Yeah. Oh, it's on, oh, the sheets are on the back, okay, I got you. Behind the printout.
30,000.
30,000 was spent last year and they asked for 70. So that's a new position that they're looking to add? Water service administrator, sewer administrator? Okay. So it's probably, Director Mays, if you can probably submit a report or have, 'cause, and then the other expenses, was it 5 million last year too?
The actual was 5,105,000.
Okay, 5 million, okay. Director Mays, you'll sit with Mr. Scary and get us a.
Yes.
Okay. And it may be amended to suggest that the summons and stuff that Mr. Corvino will be doing. I think every department, there's tax people doing water stuff, the attorney people doing water stuff, water items, so we probably need to.
Okay.
I think that was the intention of the additional salaries. I
Okay.
think they're taking administrative salaries and charging it over to water for their services.
Okay. Ms. Campbell?
Can you just explain what that means?
If you can explain.
With the salaries?
Yeah, with the water, you were saying earlier that taking from each department, from different departments, people are working on water. What does that mean?
Right, so basically if any of the city employees in administrative roles are providing services to the water utility, you're permitted to charge a portion of their salaries to the water utility for those expenses, yeah.
So it won't be charged at the department they're working in.
I get it.
Any other questions of Megan or Director Mays? Councilman Marable, any questions? No? Councilwoman Eason? Yes?
Is that true? Chris Mobley makes 70,000,
Yes, I think that's right.
40 here and 30 on the other page?
I think that's right, yes.
How come it just say 2014 basis 60,000? What is that?
That's what they're requesting. They
Or
goes
was
up
that an
60.
error? Last night George always said those was errors.
Ms. Knight, do you know if that's a request or is it correct? For Mr. Mobley?
Mobley's salary?
Yes.
I'll have to make a note and ask.
Okay.
I'm hoping it's an error. And you should have 70. And then you're looking for a water sewer administrator?
Yeah, well, he's gonna actually give, with Joy, and give us a better report, Councilwoman Eason, 'cause, and then. And council members, there's a salary ordinance as well as an old ordinance from, I believe, 1989 on your desk that speaks to all of the titles that were last, passed by legislation. Some of them were obviously outdated, but if you could refer to that, we were talking about, I think Councilwoman Eason raised a question last night about who sets the different, how are the titles and all, and salaries set. So the last approved salary ordinance with all titles within the city is on your desk. Motion to adjourn?
Move.
Well, just remind, Community Day is tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the back of City Hall, I guess, weather permitting. Motion to adjourn by Councilwoman Butler,
Second.
second by Councilman Corbett. All in favor, roll call. Councilman Abdul Rashid is absent. Councilman Corbett?
Yes.
Councilwoman Eason? Yes. Councilman Marable? Councilman Marable?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones Bell is absent. Councilwoman Vaughn Butler? I'm in favor as well. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
You're not welcome.
Oh, Lord.